Let's say hello to the people watching the bots on the YouTube channel. Hi!
Hi, Bob.
Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
As far as I can throw you, and I have a really good throwing arm.
No. Okay. Anyway, so we rolled. And it is your turn, Mr. Kipper, to tell us what happened last time.
I brushed up, so I'm not gonna be all. I mean, it's still gonna be pretty binkle bonkle, but it's gonna be. So we all saw a suspicious guy in a cloak, which we know when we follow suspicious people in cloaks and accuse them of things, it always turns out good. Cough, cough. First time that I ever met Ren, cough, cough. Yeah, that was embarrassing.
I mean, I was following purely out of self-indulgence.
Yeah.
I was not going to commit a crime tonight.
You were definitely gonna commit a crime. You were so gonna commit a crime. Like, oh goodness. Okay, yeah. So we all go into the bar and we see, well, okay, the person we were following had a cloak and tattoos, which means only one thing in this city. It was specifically Shadow Druid tattoos, so we follow him because he's suspicious and they doing stuff with the big old bad people that say that they're gods, but actually they're just podcasters, pretty much. That's basically what they are. Not good. Yeah, so, they're also called the Saints, fun fact. So we all sit in various different places just watching this guy. And, he's there with his husband, who's the bartender, and at some point, oh dang, was it Ambrose? Were you were the one who approached him, right?
Originally, yes.
Okay, yeah, so Ambrose approaches him, like, we got to talk, yo, and, kind of aggro, and then Kipper comes along and is like, yeah, what he said, and then, I think, yeah, Taurin came as well, and then we went outside to talk, and then we started threatening him, and we're like, tell us things, and he's like, I'm not gonna tell you things. Tell us things. Okay, actually, I am gonna tell you things.
No intimidation included.
No intimidation. He was just very nihilistic. Okay, and let's see where this is where the brain fog is coming back. Tasty. Okay.
Taurin punched
Almost. Oh yeah, you did punch him. You did punch him. I'm just trying. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I'm trying to remember the things he said. He revealed stuff. Okay, he revealed, before Taurin punched him, he revealed that the children that went missing are all within this large kind of reactor battery for a weapon that the Saints are creating. And it seems so they're kind of in a state of, whether they're in a state of stasis or they're awake, they're alive at the very least. Oh goodness, a chick just hatched in my incubator.
I heard a baby.
I did hear that, yes.
That just happened. Oh my goodness, that just happened. It's just a baby. Oh goodness. Okay, I'll have to take a picture and show you guys in a bit. But after the introduction, I'm gonna have to disappear for like maybe 15 minutes. Is that okay?
Okay.
I have to shove that baby underneath a mama chicken. Okay. So, what happens after that? Taurin punches him because he doesn't seem... He's not really apologetic. He's like, I understood it was wrong only after I met my husband and stuff like that. But he's still leaving his husband behind. He's like, yeah, just kill me now and stuff. And then Ambrose is like, you're leaving your husband to die by himself. Like, you're saying, I'm out. And then Ambrose is like, I hate you, I'm going to kill you now. And then that guy was like, okay, yeah, do it, I dare you. And I think Kipper was like, we can use him as a tool alive. And Ambrose was like, I don't want him helping us. He's stinky bad. He no good. He's not. We can do it by ourselves. I'm gonna kill him. And then while this is happening, Rexmoa has him bird flying over that he's watching through the bird. And he's like, wait a second. He's gonna make kills this guy for real. And his husband is inside. And I specifically love my wife, and I know if someone killed my wife, I would be put out. So Rexmoa takes husbandman and is like, here, come outside. You need to be outside. And he's like, why? He's like, I'm not telling. And he goes outside. Taurin went back inside and now has come back outside again. Yeah. And then because husbandman had come out, and then Rexmoa and the husband started to try talk Ambrose out of murdering this man. Ambrose was like, I can't do it anymore. Or at least not at this moment. Like, there's always time. And then Rexmoa gives him money. He gives this dude money, even though he's a part of an organization that has killed many people, turned people into robots, and kidnapped many children. Rexmoa gives him and the husband money and is like, just run away, get out of here before the Shadow Druids get you. And then he disappears, and then Ambrose voices his strong negative opinions about what just happened, which is very valid because we just let a horrible person go free. And then Quartz and Kipper try to like just sorry, Taurin and Kipper. I call you Taurin in real life, and then in this game I call you Quartz. Like literally, I think my brain is broken. Yeah. So Mick, anyways, Taurin and Kipper and Rexmoa try talking to Ambrose just to like calm him down, inject a little bit of logic, even though it is still a heated situation. It was a part of an organization that was basically benefiting from the disappearances and the murders of the orphans that he grew up with. So
calm down. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, saying calm down doesn't make someone calm down. Fun fact. It makes them uncalm down.
Exactly.
So
No, I was just thinking someone's misinterpreted his emotions.
yeah. There's a chance I've misinterpreted many things. Oof. Okay, so that happens. And then I think Taurin gets a message. Hey, yo, we found a way to bring Ecos back.
Hey, yo.
And we're like, oh, we gotta see that happen. And lo and behold, well, first Kipper really tries to be like, hey, can I help? Can I be helpful? I'm a doctor. I want to actually save someone. And Borealis was like, no, I'm good. Go away. And then Kipper went away as the sad doctor that he is, because I don't know if he's been able to like save any civilian this whole campaign so far. I think it's pretty... I mean, he did save one person, but then he proceeded to shoot them in the head with a laser. So like... saved for how long? Saved for how long? Yeah, and Ecos comes back. We're like, yay! Then what happens after that? Oh, okay, I remember. And then Borealis was talking about wait one second. No, okay. So Ecos didn't come back just yet, but Borealis was working on instruments specifically to kind of reconnect Echoes' mind in, I guess, like the process that it has to be gone through, because his brain was basically translated, like his mind was translated into data. So to retranslate that data into his body, he kind of has to have like some transmitters and stuff put in there. And then she was like, oh, we can make an artificial brain. Fun fact. Ha ha ha. And then Kipper was like, you can give Percival autonomy. And then she was like, yeah, that'd be interesting. And then Kipper's like, you can make a robot army. And she's like, okay, you're getting a bit ahead of yourself, crazy child thing. And then Kipper was like, I'm an adult. I'm 26. And then she was like, oh, well then. Yeah. And I think that was it.
That was about it, yes sir. Kind of, that was about it. But yes, I recall you guys were left outside into the studio where, you know, Borealis has her books and all of that stuff. And I remember clearly, unfortunately, Villa's not here yet, but you were about to open her desk. See and check out what you guys can find. I remember because that is what happened right at the end. Very vividly, because I watched the VOD. So, let's see. You guys open the drawer back on the desk that is on their like studio / library kind of room. What you find in there is some other like office supplies, pretty much, you know, pens, ink wells, and all of that sort of thing. But you do find a notebook. This one is a little bit more, well, it's clearly being kept in this drawer rather than just out in the rest of the library. And this one right here has a drawn on symbol of House Trisho. Like on the cover bit. It has clearly been drawn on. Other than that, you see...
Sorry, that's my incubator, I'll mute.
Okay, that's fine. Other than that, you see the surroundings, library, lots of books, lots of knowledge, all the things that you found before. Since Billa's not here, unfortunately, and I can see that Ambrose is really not taking part of this. Unfortunately,
has no interest in perusing her personal items.
Yeah, I figured. So I'm thinking, why don't we just like kind of skip through this since Villa's not here and he was the one that was going to do that.
Mhm.
So you guys are left in the manor, as you know that Borealis was taken to rest because she has not slept in like 3 days. And well, with everything going on, she has to rest so she can start the preparations for the next stage of what you guys were talking about, which is returning Echoes back to, I guess, being alive. So, what do you guys want to do? I believe that, if I recall, you guys are... This would be nighttime for all of you, because you did the shopping and you did the following and at nighttime.
Because we arrived back after we had gotten the information from the Shadow Druid.
Exactly. So, what do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna head to Viren's grave.
Okay. Yeah, at nighttime you know where it is. You know the way around the manor. Is there anything you want to do in this place?
Somewhat. Technically, it doesn't have to do with Viren's grave itself, but arriving there, I'm going to kind of sit down in the grass in front of the grave, and I'm going to attempt to. I don't know the best way to like describe it, but I'm going to attempt to mimic the sensations that I felt when I first attuned to speak with Vithius when I was in the Feywild.
Okay. So you're trying to basically talk to you're basically trying to talk to Vithius, correct?
Yeah, so I'll try to like do what she had explained and shown me when I had spoken with Vithius for the first time and wasn't, in the minds of Galvathir.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. I actually had a little something planned for this. So I gotta ask before, because this might be a little bit of a long scene. Taurin, are you doing anything yourself?
If that's the route that's going to happen, just go ahead. I'll think of something.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, awesome. So, ooh, burp. Ambrose, you take your meditation stance pretty much. You're gonna get the blade out, keep it on your lap with the stone, and then you close your eyes as you try and mimic what you've been taught before. How to commune with the Titan of Earth, Vithius. Slowly, you feel the warmth emanating from the stone is very pleasant. Your mind starts to drift in many different directions, recalling things that have happened recently, and some things that have happened a while back. Memories flood your brain, but the stone, the warmth of the stone kind of melds with these memories. And Ambrose, you're not really sure how long it takes you, but as you have your eyes closed, your head drops and you fall into a deep slumber. So, as everything goes dark, you are asleep. You can definitely feel that you are. This is not something that you don't know what's happening. You clearly can tell, oh, my body is relaxed. It's kind of like one of those lucid dreams. Very vivid, where you cannot move, but you are aware that you are asleep. And with your mind going the way they are, you see the events of the day that are... You are reliving the events of the day all around you. Your mind is a little bit uneasy. You're still feeling calm because you are asleep and with the warmth of the stone. However, your brain is acting up quite a lot. You feel as if you were surrounded by this thick darkness. You are just standing alone in this almost endless void, covered in a dark mist. And as you start recalling, the darkness of this mist will slowly disperse. And you start to look around you and you can see a familiar sight. You are transported once again to the Adaran Cliff Orphan. But this is odd. This is not necessarily a memory because you can see yourself as you are right now, the warrior that you have become. Yet the orphanage is as you remember from when you were a child. However, things seem out of perspective for you. Everything is as if you were staring at it from that time when you were a kid. Everything seems larger, things seem taller. Everything is bigger, per se. And as you start walking around and exploring the place, you feel a soft chill on your back. Something that you have definitely felt before. However, you are, as I said, now we can call you a seasoned adventurer. A brave warrior. However, this is something almost debilitating. Something that makes you turn around immediately. And as you do, no matter how strong you are now and how you feel as, as if you can take down this person, your adoptive mother is towering in front. As I said, the perspective is warped. You see her as if you were a child still. You have to look up at her. This is something that you have faced a lot in your time in the orphan. And as I said, the feeling is a little debilitating. You almost feel yourself as if you were trembling as she is staring at you. Those cold, almost scary looking eyes. You, Ambrose, you know this isn't real. You are aware that this is what seemed to be a dream has turned into a nightmare. However, the fear that you felt for Evelyn, for the woman that took care of you in your youth, is still there. Even though you are very aware that she's gone. And you know because you and your friends dealt. As you are staring almost in disbelief at Evelyn, she smiles in a very twisted way. You know, one of those smiles that, for you, Ambrose, would tell you that you are in trouble. One of those smiles that are quite hard to erase from your memory. And she starts laughing. It is a sound that you didn't expect to hear, and it is chilling. It makes you shiver, as I said. It's something that you wanted to never hear again. And then she points at you, moving her hand, obviously pointing at you with a finger. Not only that, but she just kind of pushes you by the shoulder with this like pointing / poking motion, and you take a step back. And she goes, "Pathetic, weak, and worthless little Ambrose. Always trying so hard, yet always failing." And she pokes you again to make you walk back once more, as she is, walking towards you. "You didn't learn your lessons well, did you? You would never have lived if it weren't for me taking you in so graciously." She pokes you again, making you walk back once more. She is making you walk back against the wall. You kind of like stare back, and you know that you're being back against the wall. She goes, "And yet you disobeyed, lied, stole, while I was simply trying my best for you and your siblings." And at this point, Ambrose, you are against the wall, and she is in front of you. What do you do?
Oh, fuck. What do I do? That's a terrible time to ask me that question.
What do you do?
Feeling my back hit the wall, I will look up at her, though the furious gaze that I had when I first set my eyes upon her has begun to leave my gaze. The glare that Ambrose is kind of well known for is slowly replaced with wide eyes, my hand shaking, and one hand will kind of like slowly snake up, try to grasp for what I can only hope is strapped to my back. The sword that grants me my strength. However, I am shaking. I am very obviously afraid. The energy lines that kind of cover my body disproportionately, they are dull and slow.
Okay. While your sword is still there, it has not left you. It never does, really. As you try and grab the sword, you feel it very heavy. To the point where, like, you're trying to pull it out of its sheath, and you manage to get a couple of inches out, but then it just pushes itself back down. It's as if your arms have lost their strength. And as this happens, she laughs, and you feel like the whole house, the whole orphanage just kind of shakes and twists with this laugh. The wood seems to tremble everything creaks, and even the floor and the ceiling, everything is moving around. And you feel a push. The push sends you down to the ground against this wall. And looking back at Evelyn, you see that it was her. She used her heel to push you. And she goes again, and she looks at you with this twisted smile, and she goes, "You useless fool, thinking you could just leave with that failure of a man and actually find a better life." And she, out of nowhere, she gets what seems to be a cane. You know, this used to be one of her preferred methods of discipline. We'll just leave it at that. And she puts it below your chin and makes you look at her as you are down. Anything you have to say?
Do not call my father a failure. He's much more than anything you could possibly hope to be.
Okay. She grins again as the house all shakes, trembles. And she goes, "You're still that scared, weak, and worthless boy. Never forget that. You couldn't have saved those children in the end, could you? You couldn't even kill one measly druid who was begging to end his life." And with another one of these, like, awful cackling that Evelyn does, she pulls her hand up from, like, behind her, and she is holding a jar where it's full of smoke.
I assume that I recognize what that represents, correct?
Oh, you 100% know this jar. You are very aware that this is the jar that she was in before. Well, no, if it's full of smoke, it's at the time of the hag ritual.
I will say, though I am still shaking and struggling to really get my body to do anything, there is this kind of moment of this, like, kind of slight burst of energy as I will attempt to, like, reach my hand forward to grab at her arm.
Okay. And as you reach forward to grab at the jar, I'm assuming, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
The idea was kind of like grab at her arm and then trying to, like, grab the jar out of it.
Yeah. So as you reach over to grab at her arm, she just drops it. Like, oops, kind of deal, you know? And on the ground, the jar completely shatters, and you see energy escaping the jar until it just pretty much blows up. And she laughs one more and she says, "Stupid, useless boy. Anything you try is doomed to fail." And Ambrose, she pulls the cane back and was about to, well, she was lifting her arm, about to hit you. Again, you feel weak. You feel... the best way I can describe this is that you feel as if you were that scared child once more. A child that was not able to lift a sword. That is the exact feeling I'm trying to convey here. And as she is putting her arm up and it's ready to hit you, you hear a voice echoing in the background. The voice mentions silence. This voice is different. Softer, but like Evelyn's voice, it's very loud, and it makes everything shake as the sound goes through the orphanage, echoing through all the halls and all the empty beds and everything like that. Ambrose, you see where the jar had shattered. A faint blue glow where the smoke is just kind of lingering. And you look up over your shoulder and you see small motes or flecks of light going over towards the jar. You see the figure of the fairy that helped you. You see her look at that same moment when the jar was first opened. Battered wings, well, we could say it's a dress, but it looks now like almost like rags. All dusty and, you know, tattered, I guess. The fairy slowly starts to gain the size of a normal person. And Evelyn looks at the fairy in disbelief. And it was about to hit the fairy. You see the arm, like, was going for you, but then it turns around and then it sees this happening. And it moves over to hit the fairy. However, the fairy grabs her by the wrist as the hit was just about to land. And with a swift palm to the stomach of Evelyn, it shatters her image. And it completely disappears. As the image of Evelyn is disappearing, you can see, looking up at the ceiling of the orphanage that you're in, that it's also starting to fade away. And once the fairy is at full size, she walks over and leans down, looking at you, Ambrose, laying a hand on the side of your face. And she goes, "It's okay. It's okay. You killed her already. That foul, evil woman. Tonight, we'll have peace. She has no power here. And with a flick of her hand, the rest of the image of the orphanage completely shatters away as if it was made of glass. And your surroundings, at first your eyes kind of have to adjust to the light, but your surroundings become brighter, and as you look around now, you are kneeling on a soft patch of grass. Same odd-looking plants, flowers, and a bright sky surrounding you. As she will now try to lift you up a little. And she goes, I'm so sorry. Are you okay?
I will kind of glance around, but my focus kind of goes towards she as I will kind of like grasp onto her hand, holding a bit tightly, perhaps even to the point where it might hurt ever so, just a slight bit. And there, in just the moments of the quote-unquote illusion of the orphanage shattering, tears have kind of fallen down my cheeks, and the strength that I have in the hand grasping onto cheese is faltering at best. It's a shaky grasp, and it's like my entire body is shivering. And I'll say, I'm not sure. Thank you. How much longer must that woman plague me?
Again, Ambrose, you find yourself in this new... Well, for you, not necessarily new, but this is a different place. Everything seems different from what you're used to normally. This is not a normal forest, I would say that. Plants that you don't recognize. Even the ground, the dirt, and the grass are slightly... She will reach up to try and wipe your tears out. She goes, how often do you see her?
I won't move too much as she kind of like wipes away at my cheeks. I don't move. I stay almost perfectly still, besides the still readily apparent shaking of my visage. And I will say, it is a almost nightly occurrence.
Interesting. Or the green to shade it.
No green nor.
The green. She shakes her head and she goes, I'm so sorry. If I could keep her away every night, I would. It isn't fair, and you shouldn't be plagued like this.
I have learned to deal with it. kind of glancing around at the colors around me, it's only kind of just now hit me that I am in the Feywild, and the energy lines that dot my person, they're still pretty dull and haven't really improved at all.
She does this and she says, "That is because you've had no choice. I am not Vithius, just her child, and like you, Ambrose. But nevertheless, I am so proud of how far you seem to have come. I know there are still things that are scary, torment you. We all have our fears and anguish, but I know you will conquer. You are strong and brave, but most of all, kind and compassionate."
I thank you. Sometimes I don't feel like I'm any of those. I just want to live up to Viren and Vithius.
And she says, "Well, you'll just have to trust me when I say that you are doing that very well, dear Ambrose."
I'll kind of look down for a moment, looking at my other hand that is still shaking. And I will look back to Chi and say, I will have to take your word for it then.
She giggles at this. She goes, "I would appreciate if you did. But remember, we're all works in progress. Don't be too hard on yourself." She gives you a little pat on the cheek.
I'll kind of close my eyes and nod, saying, I know. I've known for a long time. I will do my best. I still have to uphold the last part of my vow to Vithius, after all. Share my desire for good on myself as well.
She nods and says, "That may be the hardest part of the vow. But she is understanding. Even I makes mistakes, Ambrose."
Mhm. It is the part that I find myself struggling with. But I do find it hard to believe you making mistakes. I haven't seen one yet. At this point, I have started to kind of calm down slightly, the lines across my skin turning a bit more of the brighter gold that they should be.
She laughs at this and says, "Silly. You saw the biggest one. Me being trapped in a jar."
I do not consider you being a victim a mistake on your part.
She says, "Victim, yes, but it was my hubris that led me to that moment. And I learned that lesson."
Well, at the very minimum, I won't let something like that happen to you or anyone else. Not again.
She smiled, giving his cheek another pat. And she says, "I know. I trust you. But the same way you see the best in me, see that in yourself. Or let others see it for you."
I kind of look back down to my hand once again. The shaking starting to go away, but it's still there emotionally. And I'll just kind of like glance towards my back where I can plain as day see the hilt if I, turn my head far enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I will respond back saying, I will try. I know I'm difficult with myself.
She will look at the hand as well before taking it and giving it a light squeeze. "Yes, you are. But it takes time. It will happen. Don't worry."
I will nod and just kind of stay still for a moment and say, I understand. Thank you. Thank you for pulling me out of that. I am never strong enough to end those nightmares alone. I always have to see them through.
She says, it isn't easy. You've dealt with her most of your life. But I believe in you. You will conquer her even in your mind one day.
I will trust in that. But if nothing else, even if I fail to break that, if she forever plagues me, at least she won't plague anyone else. I will make sure when I open an orphanage, I right the wrongs she committed. Make sure that any lost child is given food, given home, and the comfort a child should be given.
She squeezes his hand once more. Jesus, I cannot read. I want you to remember that while awake, or even... Sorry. My brain. Yes, I was about to say. I believe that might set us asleep, yes. Sorry. I want you to remember that while awake or asleep, Vithius and I are always by your side. Even if just through your sword. You are never alone, my dear Ambrose. And however we can, we will support you and help you to your dreams and goals.
That is reassuring. I hope that I can do the same for you and Vithius. I don't want to be the only one getting something.
She gives you, Ambrose, another little chuckle, and she goes, there you go again. You have given me plenty.
I'm not sure what I've done. I've barely done the minimum. I've just did what had to be done.
She smiles. Ambrose, you protected me with your body from a sword. That is hardly the bare minimum.
Mm. That is just what a warrior should do. Protect someone who cannot protect themselves. That's not something all that impressive.
She shakes her head, then gives your nose a little prod. Should is one thing. What people do is another. You do as you should.
I kind of just stare at her for a few moments and just nod. The energy lines now fully the golden color that they should be, and the shaking kind of stopping. It is... If that's right, maybe...
She will then sigh a little wistfully. I wish I could stay here all night and talk with you, Ambrose, but I think it is Vithius you wish to speak to, is it not?
Yes, that was my intention. It's kind of obvious that I look a little bit disheartened to the knowledge that I did intend to speak with Vithius. I do kind of want to stay here.
Mhm. She chuckles at this and she goes, Don't feel so badly. Remember, we will meet again. That's a promise you made.
Yes, you're right. I intend to uphold that promise. I still have important words I need to say to you as well, after all. And I will smile. Something rather rare as my gaze kind of softens from the typical hard look that I have. And certainly not the fearful one I had a moment ago.
She smiles back and she says, "Well, I will definitely be waiting for these important words then." She places both hands on either side of your face, Ambrose, and she reaches up and places a soft kiss on your cheek. "Now, sleep peacefully, my sweet Ambrose. I promise that at least for tonight, until you wake up, nothing will sleep."
Thank you, G. You've done a lot for me as well. And taught me a lot about what my suppressed emotions are. I am forever. No, you wouldn't want me to be indebted to you. Thank you. I will treasure the things that you have taught me.
Let's see. She will smile and nod. "We will meet again," she promises. She pats his cheek again and then steps back. She fades away, slowly, as if this was, again, more of a dream. But from what you've seen, Ambrose, you know this is actually happening. Your mind is kind of playing tricks on you, but you understand that this encounter was real. So, Ambrose, as Chi fades away, you are looking at this strange world that you've been in a couple occasions now. And of course, the silhouette of Vithius is looming in the horizon. Are you going to try and reach out to her?
Yes, I will, in fact.
Okay. As you do, you feel this awful sensation of you being thrown into the air and moved straight up to what it seems to be like kilometers, until you are at the point where you are next to the giant titan's face. Which, by the way, to put a little bit of a scale, Ambrose, her eye is probably like 5 times your size. This is, by the way, Vithius, for all of you guys, is the largest titan out of all 4 of them. So she is very big.
How fitting, just like how Ambrose is the tallest of the party.
Exactly.
That's just very impressive.
And Ambrose, as you get to Vithius's face, you feel the warmth of a welcoming smile from the giant titan. What are you wanting to say?
I will kind of bow my head and close my eyes and say, "Hello, Vithius. Mother of the Earth. I hope you do not mind, but I would like to speak for you for a small amount of time.
And in your mind, you feel the words of the Titan saying, I always welcome you here. What is it that you need to talk about?
I will think for a few moments on how to best word what I wish to speak of, and after a few moments I will say, looking up at her, my companions seem to believe I have done something wrong. I do not intend to ask you if I am right, or if I am indeed wrong. No, I stand firm in my beliefs. I believe I was in the right, and I don't think that you disagree either. I would have felt my vows crippling apart. I want to know how I can get them to trust in me,
Right.
as I trust in them.
The words of the Titan echo in your mind, and she goes, you are correct. Perhaps it wasn't the fate that he needed, but it was a fate he deserved. Sometimes that is the only answer. And you feel a pause for a moment, and Vithia speaks again. Trust is a very strong virtue. Your other companions may have their doubts, or may be confused as to what to do. But you all trust each other. That I know.
I understand. I I am always worried about whether or not what I do will hurt them or hurt the others at the manor. Every action I take may have consequences, good or bad. That is why I am always so careful. And I am aware that sometimes I observe too much out of worry something will happen. But this time, I was absolutely certain. I was unshakable. I knew what had to be done. And I was fully willing to commit to it.
And Vithius goes, sometimes the hardest of choices confuse and scare. Fret not, however. If you were doing wrong, you would know.
I will hold that to heart. I do not want to disappoint you. I do not want to disappoint my father or my friends. Is there a way for me to convey this to my friends? That I disagree with them. I just don't want to hurt them. I have a lot of thoughts circling in my head. Some of the words are unbecoming.
And she goes, sometimes something as simple as dialogue is good enough. Perhaps your interests do not align. But there is nothing one can do about that. You are all different people with different experiences and different thoughts. But one thing you must be certain is you should be together to see this through. Time is starting to run out.
I understand. I... You, right. We're all different. But we're all friends. Family, even. I will keep them safe, as they will keep me safe. And I will make damn sure to keep the victims of the Saints inside that command tower safe as well, together with them. And then we'll make sure Crenia herself is safe as well.
Do not take this burden alone. You have your companions to rely on. And sometimes it may not be your time to take action. Sometimes it's better to let others prove their worth.
I will nod. And I will continue. Forgive me for requesting to speak with you over something so trivial. But I appreciate everything you do for me.
And she goes, "You shouldn't apologize. This is why we are linked by the stone. Besides, I don't really get lots of conversation." And you feel it in your mind as if Vithius is kind of laughing at this.
I understand. Still, what you have done, what you mean, I want to be that symbol for everyone else. I want to be that for Strahan.
Can you repeat that? Sorry, I got called for a second.
I said that Vithius is something I care deeply for, the symbol that she is, and that I wish to be that very symbol for Strail.
And then she would go, "You will. All in due time."
Thank you for your words and your advice. have gotten what I wished for.
Vithius then says, "Perhaps we will speak soon once again. I have a feeling that my siblings are becoming restless the same way as I am. Things are going to start happening, Ambrose. And now is the time for all of you to be together."
Right. All of us together will make sure this world is safe, as it should be. Thank you for the warning.
Vithias kind of shakes slightly, which almost makes everything tremble due to the size of this creature. And after a brief pause, you hear, "Good. Now, rest." And Ambrose, instead of being shot out the way that you were the few times that you've lived this, you feel as if you gently start falling, as if you were lighter than a feather. And this makes you sleepy, and you drift off as everything fades around you. And Ambrose, you are asleep. Outside.
Sleeping in front of Buren.
Yeah. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. But now we can roll back towards the Trishul Manor, where everybody else is. And now that we have Villa here, we
Welcome in, by the way.
can... Yeah,
Thank
welcome in.
you. Beautiful scene.
Thank you, thank you. And we can actually try to see what you were doing at the end of last session, because as I was saying, I recall that you were actually inspecting the desk, and you were opening the drawers of the desk in Borealis' study.
Yeah.
Yeah. And since Ambrose didn't want to, pry, he decided to walk away, and then all of this just happened. So you would be here in the study with the rest of the party.
Hmm.
And I mentioned at the start that as you open the drawer, you find, supplies for, writing and other, sketching or, things of the matter. What you do find, however, is a book that is clearly kept away with the Trishul insignia drawn on the cover.
I'm imagining the scene in SpongeBob where Patrick and SpongeBob find Mr. Krabs' treasure map, and that's me, Taurin, and Kipper right now.
Kind of, yes.
I like that idea.
Does this look magical to you two? Can I just like do a quick investigation to see if I see anything up with it? I don't think I'd be able to see anything magical because I'm not like a magic person. But
I mean, you can definitely
never
try,
know.
but yeah, you are not a innate magic caster per se. I mean, but your friends are.
So what would I be seeing?
As I said, you guys are searching around in this study, in the library hall study thing that Borealis has, and you see, you open the drawer, you find some sketching and like drawing and like writing supplies, and then there is a notebook with the Trishul insignia drawn on the cover.
Oh wait, I remember Kipper wanted nothing to do with this part.
Okay.
So as much as I love the two of these goobers, I think Kipper doesn't wanna give Ren another reason to dislike him.
it's a good thing we're
I
in
think
Rexmoa are in
Kip-
good terms.
Yeah, I think Kipper like gained a little bit more respect from Ren, and I don't want to immediately undo that. So Kipper's gonna be like maybe outside of the room. Maybe
Good
just
idea, lad.
walking
Just keep
around.
an eye out for us.
Go caw. You see anybody?
Kipper's having nothing to do with this. And Rexmoa, that's probably funny though, because Rexmoa was like, keep an eye out, and then Kipper just leaves.
Yeah, you just kind of give him like a thumbs up, saying like, yeah, whatever, and then you just leave.
Dips out.
So, the two of you are there. Are you grabbing the book? Are you
Yeah.
inspecting the book? What are you trying to do?
Taurin, does this look magical to you?
Let me see what I can perceive. Let's see.
Would
All right,
you mind?
I'll perceive it too.
Would you mind giving me an Arcana check, Taurin, to see if this book is magical or not?
Arcana. Let's go.
Wait.
Oh, did it go?
Oh.
No, that's me.
Okay. Hang on.
Tapping it, but nothing's happening. What the heck?
Oh, give it a second. It might send like 20
Oh,
rolls.
I did too. I'll just I'll stop clicking it.
Yeah, that's fine. Give it a second.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Okay. I can tell you, Taurin, that focusing on the magic on the place, you can feel magic coursing through this house, specifically on the lights and the small robot helpers that are in the adjacent rooms. But nothing in this room. As for you, Rexmoa, this just looks like a normal book to you.
Just make
Anything,
sure.
Taurin?
You said nothing, right? Just make sure I understood that.
Yep, exactly. I mean, there might be like some sort of magic coming from an item here and there, but not like
Not this item. In
yeah,
particular,
not
though.
this notebook in particular.
Oh. Well, it's just a plain old book.
Plain old book, you say?
Hmm.
I'm sure they couldn't hurt if we just look at the first page, right?
Right? I mean, it's just a book.
Yeah, it's
what
just
could
a book.
happen with opening a book, right?
Yeah, nothing bad has ever happened from opening a book.
Yeah.
Well, other than that, we don't have to go through that story.
What? Huh?
And then Rexmoa just like cracks open the book to the first page while it's still in the
Ambrose.
drawer.
The book was actually laced with C4. Just kidding.
Skipping out my ring of evasion.
It was like
Taurin,
that scene
not so
in
lucky.
Breaking Bad when the guy explodes with the wheelchair.
I just get melted.
But yeah. So you open the book on the first page. What you see is a couple of sketches of parts of mechanical nature and text describing some things. You also see the what can I say? You also see the writing of some thoughts about things. At first, you don't understand what they're talking about. This is clearly something being written about something that's happened at some point. But these are clearly like thoughts. This is some sort of diary of sorts.
Oh,
Mm,
what's this?
while the book is still in the drawer, I'm trying not to disturb it. Can I try to just look to see what the latest entry is?
Yeah, you can flip over the pages until you
Whoa,
see.
oh my god, he was prepared.
Yes, I was actually. I was trying to look from the many handouts that I had.
Oh.
Yeah, so you flip over to what seems to be the last page. Obviously, there's still a little bit more book to be written, but it's completely empty. And as you flip over, you see one of the previous pages talking about your arrival, actually. Something catches your eye that you see how Borealis describes your arrival into her perspective and how she feels awful that she had to trick you that way as you guys got there. But it was very funny, so it was kind of alright. And then she goes to describe the situation that you guys have found yourselves in. She talks about the danger of the infection, of course, by the things that you have given her, and you see sketches of the sample that you've given and some other annotations about the items that you procured for her ever since you got to meet her person. And as you continue flipping through the pages, she's basically recalling what has been happening, but from her perspective. You do find notes on each one of you, describing your personalities in her own way, that is. You find Rexmoa being stoic and very calm. However, he seems to like to get in trouble sometimes.
I don't do that.
Yeah. By the way, Taurin, you're both reading this book. By the way, it's open. It's open for both of you.
Rexmoa never getting into trouble. Yeah, totally.
What? No.
Huh. Well, let's see what she has to say about Taurin.
Yeah, for Taurin, she wrote quiet and seems to be well-mannered.
Oh.
However,
That's pretty good.
However, reminds me of Rin in the sense that they are both quite sneaky.
Do you agree, Taurin?
I mean, she's not wrong with some things. I mean, we had to be sneaky a few times. Gotta be precautious, you know?
True. Sometimes, that's how you play the hand that we're dealt, sometimes.
Right. But you getting in trouble? I don't know. I can't believe that.
Yeah. I always do things, by the books. Proper. Prim and proper.
Prim and proper.
Should we see what she has to say about Ambrose and Kipper?
Opening her personal belongings to look at her diary.
Oh, no.
And as for Taurin, it continues a little bit and it says, I entrusted her with the sending stone, kind of the same thing, with the sending stone, because I can see her being the one to avoid most of the damage.
Oh.
We do talk to her a lot less frequently ever since you got that earring.
I mean, if you guys ever want to talk to her, you're more than
Hmm.
welcome to.
Okay, I just don't want to inconvenience you.
Oh, never.
And then the next person would be Ambrose. Ambrose, she says, brave and strong, with an iron will. However, his past follows him. But that doesn't make him less of a valiant knight. Oh, and by the way, under you, Rexmoa, she has taken note that you have the Stone of Horus, and under Ambrose, she has taken note that you have the stone, that he has the Stone of Theus.
I'm noting that she noted that.
Mm-hmm. And then she also has noted that Ambrose comes from the same orphanage where Echoes was at some point, and how they may know each other.
That is one smart lady.
And then it goes to Kipper. For Kipper, she has noted young, naive, reckless, and he rushes to conclusions. However,
Hey.
there are some darkness surrounding this young man.
So only negative things.
You're not here. It doesn't matter.
Hey, you don't.
No,
you
I
just-
know I'm not there.
Rough.
but now Taurin and Villa know this. Well, Taurin and Rexmoa,
Kipper.
dang
Darkness
nabbit.
around Kipper.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He has picked up his smoking habit lately.
She has.
True.
He
If
has
you
picked up
ever
his
say
smoking.
If you ever say that in front of Kipper, he will have a little.
Don't
You won't like
worry, I made your Hero Forge mini smoking as well.
Yeah. And she also notes the fact that she was introduced to him as a cleric. However, upon feeling the magic in him, it is clear that this was not the case. And how it is more akin to a warlock.
I wish I knew that part earlier.
I don't think he really told anyone, did he?
It was more of a revelation for all of us.
Well, I'm sure he would have told us in his own time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so, but sometimes there's never a right moment, Taurin.
Yeah,
And
I
then
suppose.
in the book, she continues on to describing how the party is definitely an interesting one, and how she recalls when she was on her own adventure, when things were not as busy and full of paperworks and meetings and all of the noble stuff. And you see a kind of a drawing of the adventuring party in question, which would be herself, Echoes, Rin, Percy, and Saphir.
And here I thought Percy was a recent creation.
There's some history here. Intriguing.
Yes, very much.
learning a little bit more about them than what we knew before. That's for sure.
Yeah, aren't you glad that we did this?
Yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, I'm not sure when they would have told us this. You know.
Yeah, I feel so much closer to Lady Borealis now.
Same.
Hmm.
What else do they have to say?
If you guys flip through the pages to like more recent, so this is, as I said, this is like a little bit after you guys got to Port Strail and you met Borealis and stuff. She goes over to describe the infection of the blue goo and how it works and how they are able to stop it. Slowly recalling the events that happened, how she was able to create the sun bombs and the ability to create the cure that she discovered from the infected tissues and blood and other stuff that they have brought. Eventually, you guys reach to the point where, the saints are starting to get involved. Like the counselor has arrived, and she shows frustration because obviously it's basically that they're being watched, even though they don't know with certainty what is going on behind her walls. It is clear that the saints have a way of knowing things, whether it's magic or spies or some other things. She's not entirely sure, and that is why her staff is mostly her own creations. She does feel guilty because that is a little paranoid of her, but unfortunately that is what she has to do. And she has told Saphir that she must be careful as well. The fact that she spends her time more at the Arcane Academy because of her own job may put her more vulnerable. However, she states that Saphir is an excellent wizard and that obviously she is, otherwise she would not have gotten the title of Archmage.
Now, Taurin, I just feel the need to tell you that if you ever think about reading Saphir's mind, don't do it.
Oh, don't.
Yeah, don't do it.
What'd you find out?
Oh, I found out that she can tell when people are trying to detect her thoughts.
Oh, that's what good mages are able to do. That that makes a lot of sense, actually.
Oh, can you do that?
Well, I mean, it's like when someone's looking at you and you feel it on your skin. It's like that, only in your brain.
Mhm.
So you can tell usually.
Usually. Okay.
Unless you're, if they're a stronger mage, they might be more sneaky about it. But usually, yeah.
Well, that's good to know.
And the book keeps going. Oh, sorry, did I interrupt you saying something?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. Torin was gonna say. It is interesting that she made everything, Percy and everybody here, because of that concern of being spied on. So it makes me wonder, who crossed her?
Well, it sounds like she knew the saints were trying to. I guess she was under suspicion and trying to meddle in her affairs. Totally relatable, though. I personally would hate it if someone went through my personal affairs. That'd be quite despicable.
That would be awful if somebody went through your personal affairs, yeah.
I feel so much closer to Lady Borealis now that we've gone through her
personal
journal.
affairs.
To think it would have been a nice conversation one day.
Yeah, she's always so busy. This is like kind of our supplement to that.
Yeah, exactly.
The book continues and Boreas goes to describe the cure and the large sun bomb that she made and how she was worried that it was mostly concerns about the design itself. It sounds kind of silly, but she was questioning if the design was too rudimentary and not ergonomic and things like that, when you read this at this point, it's like, okay, well, that's irrelevant, but you can tell that Borealis has a mind for creation, of course, because of all that she does. So she's always trying to improve her own designs. And it's shown by how she speaks. It's written in the book. And as you continue flipping through, you can see that obviously you're getting to the point where it's present day at this point. And she speaks about the counselor and that how the design is very, very nice, and like she would like to try and replicate it at some point. However, she doesn't want to do it now because, well, he's kind of the bad guy. And of course, she does pose the question that she may give Percy some upgrades. After all, Percy is not only her butler, but her defender as well.
Oh, he's a battle bot. Interesting.
I thought I had to be worried about Echo Spot.
Right? We could probably spar with them. Maybe they can teach us some pointers.
Oh, not a bad idea, actually. Could help us in our upcoming, well, plan to get inside the tower.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of training never hurts.
Indeed.
And as you guys continue reading, you flip to the point where you are right now. You know, she's talking about the operation of the visions, first of all, the visions that the counselor gave you and how horrified she was about learning all of these things. But she feels hopeful that obviously she found, or well, she didn't find them. It was given to all of you for a reason. Of course, she doesn't believe that the counselor is completely evil, because this is not if the counselor wanted to suppress this information, he would have done that. But this was given to them for a reason. And how she is going to figure it out and pretty much reverse engineer it to see if it works. Then we pass through the operation and how she's figured it out, and a lot of technical terms and things that for all of you that are not like very like tech savvy, you guys would not understand. But in the writing, you can tell she's like enthusiastic about it. And we get to the point where you guys are right now, where the surgery was performed and the things that were changed, the things that were added, things that had to move around. And she ponders the question of, if we can do this, maybe this would be a way of giving actual consciousness to machines. And she does say that this is one of those things that is kind of a moral dilemma, and she doesn't want to get into that. But she is in fact curious to try about it, like try and see if this is a thing. But of course she kind of brushes it off and then just focuses on building the machine that will be used to transport mind into body. And the notes end right there. Like I said, there are still several pages of this notebook that are not written.
Well, that's the end of the book for now, it seems.
Wow. What a good read.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel more knowledge.
Yeah, I feel closer to Lady Borealis. Well, let's just put this back and make it look like it was undisturbed. And then we can, see what everyone else is up to.
Yeah.
Maybe track down Percy after he drops off Lady Borealis.
Imagine you put it down, it's just like cartoonishly just bursts into flames. like you just set it down normally and just
First object.
I guess that was a trap or something.
Oh god, that's funny.
Hmm.
Yeah, you guys are able to put it back. I mean, it was not locked. It was just like put away for not the public eye.
Hmm.
But we found it.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
By the way,
That's
I
fine.
should remind you, this is nighttime for you guys because you did the shopping. You did it at like sunset, pretty much, and then with the
Force the party to go tracking down a random man in the
exactly
alleyways.
with the tracking and all the stuff that happened. This will be nighttime for all of you, by the way.
Ah,
Okay.
well, is night still young?
Let's see what everyone else is up to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, Kipper, if you leave the room, are you doing anything specific, or?
I think Kipper was just, honestly, he didn't know what to do with himself, so he's just kind of waiting in, like, probably the corner of the room over, or kind of sheepishly in the hallway right next to the room.
Okay. So you're like indirectly, you are indirectly standing watch. Yeah, you're not
Yeah.
wanting to, but like you're there,
Yeah, because he's still worried about the other two, but also he doesn't know what to do with himself, and he tends to be uncomfortable by himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if the two of you, Taurin and Rexmoa, go out from the study, you would see Kipper just kind of pacing about in the hallway.
Good job keeping an eye out, lad.
Not that I really had much of a choice. I know this might seem hypocritical of me, but everything's okay, right? Nothing that we didn't already know, right?
Oh, no. Yeah. I would say, looks at Taurin,
Hmm?
nothing, too bombastic.
Nothing too out of the ordinary. These are very simple
Hmm.
writings. Torn would kind of like tilt her head. Is there something on your mind, maybe, that you haven't told
Mhm.
us?
Hmm.
Me? No, I think I'm just tired of trusting the wrong people, I think.
Oh.
I would say we can trust Lady Borealis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's a great lady. I mean, she's helped us so far, and who else would have helped some strangers? I mean, they made a cure for us, for instance.
Yeah.
Who does that?
No,
Go ahead.
I believed that she was nice, honestly, from the beginning, but I obviously don't have the best sense of judgment, so that's a relief, at the very least. So was it like, I don't know, scientific jargon, stuff like that? Just the basics?
Looks at Taurin.
I mean, it's basically how she made her whole staff by herself. There is some worry, I guess that, spying, I guess is what she was worried about for that. So she does have her own staff, so nothing outside coming in, which makes sense considering what she does on a scientific level that I'm kind of familiar with, but not all the way. I understand a little bit.
I mean, in this town, that does make sense.
Yeah.
Although, it makes me wonder why she trusted us so quickly.
Well, I think we just remind her of people she's close to.
It's
Yeah.
our good nature, probably.
And the fact that we hadn't been in town for more than a week, so...
True. I guess.
Certainly helps.
It's hard to have an affiliation with the Saints if you don't live in an area where the Saints are even an option.
where they have a hold on you in some way.
Yeah.
Hmm?
I'm. Oh, sorry.
Oh, if you want to say, if you have something like important to say, you can say it. I was going to move the conversation along.
Oh no, I literally just banter.
Okay. We were gonna see if we can find Percy after he's dropped Lady Borealis off and see if we could spar together. We learned that apparently he's combat capable.
Mm-hmm.
But wouldn't that give you away?
Hmm? Hmm?
Because no one told you.
We
Well,
can just have a simple curiosity.
we can ask.
Yeah.
And
Mhm,
it wouldn't feel out of place.
We
I
can
don't
ask
think
if there's
Percy has
training
feelings.
ground, possibly.
Well, Percy doesn't have feelings yet, but considering the upgrades that Lady Borealis may give, I would be intrigued to find out.
Mhm. Yeah, so we should do this sooner than later.
Gotta sharpen our claws some way.
Yeah, I think it would be a great way to practice against the automatons within the tower.
Mm-hmm.
You know, pick Percival's brain.
Yeah, we can ask him questions. We should probably jot some ideas down, right? Before we get into it all.
Hmm. Yeah, if Ambrose is gonna trust us with his life, we better be prepared.
Right. Want him to, have the best outlook possible.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys are going to search for Percy, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, you guys would walk around the manor and go towards where it seems to be the main room, the master bedroom, where Percy would be just waiting outside, like just standing there, arms behind his back, just kind of guarding. He's a robot, so he's just standing there, not doing anything.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Good
As
evening,
you-
Percy.
Yeah, as you guys approach, he will kind of turn to look at you and goes, "Oh, do you need something?"
We were curious if there are perhaps combat-capable automatons on the premise that we could spar with, learn a thing or two in engaging with them.
And he goes, "Well, besides me, Lady Borealis does not have a lot of combat-capable automatons. Although they could be very useful as a distraction, or perhaps as annoyance. But I am the defender of Lady Borealis, so I am capable of combat, if need be."
Do you have to practice this capability often, Percy?
Combat has not been needed as of recently, but I believe it is going to change anytime soon. My circuits are ready.
Would anyone else like to say anything?
I mean, if she isn't opposed to the idea, maybe we could do a little sparring sometime. We do need some help with understanding the enemy a little bit more than what we know currently. All I know is roots and trees.
Yes, and we've seen what the counselor is capable of, and it's quite frightening. I know that most automatons aren't quite on their or your level, but I figured if we could best either of you, then a run-of-the-mill factory automaton should prove to be no problem, right?
And he goes, "We could arrange something like that. However, I would not like to leave my nightly duties, just in case. One cannot be too certain. Any intruder And I would rather stay by Lady Borealis' side.
Oh, but of course.
Hmm.
How about perhaps first thing in the morning? We're not sure when Ambrose is going to receive the summons, but best to be prepared sooner than later.
Maybe before the rooster crows. I can get up that early.
I wouldn't mind either. Lad?
Looks
What?
at Kipper.
Kipper was zoning out.
I'm sure Kipper wouldn't mind either.
4 a.m.? Got it.
Oh, is this about the brawling?
It is, for the sparring.
Indeed.
Okay. I can, at the very least, watch. I'll go third. I don't know.
And perhaps Ambrose would like to be involved as well. I'm sure he'll have no issue waking up early.
Yeah. Where did he go?
He's... did we walk past the room?
I mean, yeah, probably.
The room that he should have been in?
Yep, probably.
Which probably means that we saw that he was not in that room.
Correct.
Well, I would imagine if we didn't see him at his room, he might be paying respects to his father out in the courtyard.
We should check up on him, make sure he didn't get invited without us knowing. That'd be
Yeah.
quite scary.
Invited.
Oh my
You
god,
mean-
imagine.
You never know. You've been sleeping for a bit.
You
Have
don't
you
mean to
guys actually disappeared and I've been kidnapped already?
Oh no.
That would actually be insane.
I have a feeling I know where he might be. Well, thank you, Percy. I hope your watch is uneventful.
Have a safe night. We'll see you soon.
It'd be really embarrassing if we go out to the tombstone and then we just find out that he's taken a dump in the bathroom.
That well, if that's the case, then we'll see him in the morning. But we can always check. Make sure he's not.
Rocks or regular poops?
That would be a question for Ambrose, I think.
Yeah, you can ask him.
Do not ask me that question.
I feel like that would be insensitive.
I mean, it'd be a health question coming from you, most likely. I mean, you are health zombies, so.
That is true.
Medical inquiry
And-
only. Lovely.
And the gut is the pathway to the brain.
By the way, Percy's listening to all of this. He's like right next to you guys.
I'm so excited for him to get emotion so he can process all of the weird conversations we've had.
Oh boy.
All right, Percival. Be seeing you.
He gives you a little bow to his head and just keeps in guard, like he's just there.
Imagine Borealis like wakes up as you guys walk away, asks Percy what the noise is about, and he's like, "Worry not, they were just talking about Ambrose shit."
That sounds like something he would say 100%, actually.
This brings up the worst. My brain literally just went through the worst of, oh, I never considered how Kipper poops, and now I'm just like, no, we're not going down that line of thought. We're not
Imagine it's
going
like
down
rabbit
that line of
pellets.
thought.
Oh,
I
my
was
lord.
thinking pellets, yeah.
All right, let's go find,
cry,
go
stop.
find that rock person.
I just
At least he's not a wombat, right?
True.
Oh no,
Okay.
koala would be terrifying.
I don't know
If anybody knows, if
actually don't
anybody
know.
knows,
Let's move on. Let's not talk about
best
koalas.
not to know.
Okay.
Villa knows. Villa knows.
Cute and cuddly. I like you. That's all I know.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to find it. We're going to Viern's grave.
Yeah, and as you get to the grave, you would see that Ambrose is just kind of there. He's clearly fallen asleep. He is sitting there, resting peacefully. But what you would notice specifically is that around him and kind of on him as well, there's a lot of small blue petals scattered. But
They
he
remind me of
is
two.
asleep.
Perhaps it's best to let sleeping Ambroses lie.
I think I'll at least get him a blanket.
Leave him a
Good
little
idea.
letter. I'll like find some parchment in my satchel or something and a little pencil and just go, Ambrose, we're gonna have a spar early in the morning, 4 a.m. Sharp. See you then. Sweet dreams.
That would be a surprisingly cordial touch. I'm not against it.
Yeah.
As long as you're the one writing it, because I'm the one getting
I'm pretty sure she.
Yeah,
That
I
was
mean,
her
she
writing it.
writes it.
That was what I was writing. Yeah.
it. Oh wow, you're already writing it.
I wrote it, I said it out loud, and we're gonna tuck it right by his hand somewhere so he can go, what's in my hand when he wakes up. So
Yeah.
That'll be the
Oh,
second
yeah.
time it happens
You
in
guys
2 days.
leave the note over there for Ambrose to find, and yeah. You guys are
Kipper's
in
going
the
to
manor.
get a blanket.
It is nighttime, as I said. So there's not a lot to do, honestly. You
Can't
guys,
grab a blanket.
yeah, I mean, 100%. You can ask one of the little helper robots and just get one.
I might just go into Ambrose's room and then steal the blanket from his bed.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if you want to do that, he's not really using it right now, so.
I mean, if you guys want to, let's just have like a camp night. There you go.
That'd be cute, actually. Yeah.
That would actually be so adorable.
There you go.
We
Would
get like
you
little
guys want to do a camp night?
I mean, we all own supplies to camp outside, so.
might as well.
Yeah,
That'd be so
might as well.
rad.
Haven't done one yet. Camp
Yeah,
night.
that's how we'll spend the night.
Yeah. I think
So you guys are going to be camping
this
out
is a great idea.
in the courtyard of the Trishul Manor, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
how does that conversation even go down where we all decide we're gonna camp out with Ambrose?
Do you want to camp outside with Ambrose? Yes. Okay, let's do it.
We don't need this letter anymore. Just wake him
100%
up.
accuracy.
You can still leave a
I
letter.
Yeah.
I can leave her-
think. Wait, no, please leave the letter as well.
just in case.
It's not even written. Too late.
It is true. It is true.
Yeah.
Also, I would actually like to note, the journal that Ambrose keeps, I actually have it written down that I keep it in the bedding that he's been sleeping in. So,
Okay.
so if you grab the blanket, you might feel a book in there.
Oh, a double diary? Double diary
Oh
episode.
goodness! Oh goodness! Oh goodness! Oh goodness! The problem is Kipper's nosy.
I mean,
It's okay.
I will note the book is a very basic, like, worn leather-bound notebook that it obviously is a little bit torn and weathered from age, and probably other things from being Ambrose that gets beat up a lot, but there is nothing really special about it. There's no writing on like the outside of it. It is just a leather-bound notebook. So,
Hmm.
and it's not locked or anything. Like, it's not. It wouldn't even be very apparent that it is a journal of any kind.
So if Kipper sees this as he's grabbing the blanket, he would just be like, "Ah, look," and curiosity, he would flip to a random page. Dishonor, would you like to read me a random quote?
Okay, I will read you a random quote. Hold on. I'll do it truly random. Because I
It's
do
just, like,
actually.
your notes. Or do you?
Yes, it is partially my actual notes. However, I also have a very long list of random things that Ambrose thinks about you guys. So
Grand.
Wow, double revelations.
I'm gonna GM roll to myself. And let's see, how many pages do I have in my journal here? 162.
Oh.
So we're gonna roll. Actually, I guess I don't need journal. Let's see. Roll 100 and I have to do that one to you. 162. Oh, that's 262. 162. Wow, 23.
That's pretty early.
I don't even remember episode 23.
You're forgetting that I have like multiple pages of notes for each session.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
this
this
is
particular
probably episode 5 or something.
Right.
session 22, actually.
Oh.
Because
So it's
earlier chapters, it was pretty fast, admittedly.
That is true. There's less
So-
information to go over.
This page is mostly referencing. Let's see. This is talking about the river crossing. This is actually talking about our initial meeting in Mornstead, where we met the second group of hags, Sephia and Aaron.
Mm.
And it talks about how the party came across this very strange place that was covered in some kind of wild magic that he compares to that of what he imagines the Feywild is like. And he notes how he was feeling very off about the child that the party had met, apparently known as Sephia. And his reasoning ring true, saying that the child and the mother were hags. And he talks more specifically about how after dealing with that, he feels bad for a certain otter that we befriended, and how he is rather happy that she is able to be more kin to her real self. Though he asks the question, why did she say she's only slightly like herself and not completely like herself? But he's pushes past the thought regardless and says he's happy that she can be her and not a figment of herself.
Oh.
And he also, in his book, promises to rid the other hags from their hold over her.
Wow. Premonition. Much. Oh wait, this is his journal.
There's a lot of pages here.
What?
Kipper closes the journal, and then with kind of a I shouldn't be doing this look, and then he slowly reopens the journal until he finds something pertaining to himself.
Himself, okay. So the journal is focused on a day-to-day basis, but there is when you're looking at it, there is the day-to-day events, and then there's kind of he has a written log underneath of it as well. And when he has that, it actually says the person the log refers to. And so some of the pages you'll find that there is logs dedicated to each of the party members. In the case of Kipper, if you're just kind of randomly scrolling through, you find one that mentions, he's a gremlin, all right, but he's damned adorable. Can't even be agitated with his antics. I can see the genuine joy and innocence in his eyes. I hope his past doesn't catch up to him. Maybe he can be one of the ones that becomes more than just an annoying street rat. And there's kind of a bit of a space between the next line that he writes. Also, did he actually just rip a flower out of my skin, then gift it to that princess? He might have a small body, but man, does he have more confidence in himself than I could ever possess. And then there's another kind of like space where he's kind of like writing something down, and he kind of like scratches it out, and then it writes underneath that, "I'll keep you safe, little guy." Which
Kipper,
is written underneath the time we spent underneath Misspell when we had met the princess of the waterfolk.
The merfolk.
Kipper's kind of mesmerized by everything that was said, and a little bit teary, and he's just like, I don't think I should read more. And he maybe turns to see the next thing pertaining to himself.
Of course.
So feel free if like Rexmoa or Taurin wants to interrupt at any point, but this is just kind of Kipper's nature a little bit.
Are we just gonna say that like you just read his whole diary?
I mean,
It's pretty long.
Yeah, it's very long. Kipper's just gonna skip to the good parts. The
Actually,
parts pertaining to him.
It details information about stuff he's done before he met you as well, actually. Anyway, the next log about Kipper reads, he's good at healing, a knack for it, but he is a little too free with it, consuming all the mana in his tiny body in minutes. Bit of a risk taker, diving headfirst into the dark. He's gonna get himself killed.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Hey, Kipper, where's that blanket?
And I think maybe the last thing that was pertaining to Kipper in the journal.
Okay,
Just
last
kinda
thing from the
skipping to the
Kipper.
end.
One of these things has not technically been written down yet, so we'll say this one. Last thing is there is this. It's a pretty long-winded log actually, and it is referencing the day of the most recent argument he had with you, where he had shouted at you. And it says, I am a terrible man. How could I have promised, vowed to him to be his brother? Without my sword, without Vithius to watch. And I immediately disproved that. I may as well have spat in his face. I am a poor facsimile of a Titan's chosen. It means nothing here, but I'm sorry, friend, brother. I will find a way to apologize. One that matters. One that's not just fictitious words. I can only hope that you forgive me, but I do not deserve that.
Kipper's going to slowly close the book, and he's gonna wipe the corners of his eyes and just kind of mutter to himself, "You're trying your best. I just wish you'd stop being hard on yourself." And Kipper's gonna take the journal and just kind of push it up near his pillow. He's not gonna hide it under the pillow because he knows that it might not be like where it goes. He's just gonna leave it there and grab the blanket and stare at it for a little bit in silence, and then go off with the blanket and meet the others.
All right, lad, me and Taurin were talking, and I think we're just going to sleep outside here with Ambrose. Would you like to join us? Also, I'm having kind of regrets about reading Lady Borealis's private diary. That was a terrible thing for me to do to her. I don't know how I'm going to broach this topic
Wait,
if it
you're
were to ever
regretting
come up.
you're regretting that now?
Yeah, I just had some time to think about it.
Just time.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I think I should tell
Poor
her.
dad. Maybe.
We can think about it over the night's rest.
Yeah.
I just know if someone read my journal, I would want to know about it, right, Taurin?
Rexmoa, please stop talking.
I think.
Oh yeah, that's right. We can't go to sleep with all this yapping.
That's right. You didn't even read the journal. What did it matter?
We're just like, oh man, what am I gonna do? Well, you do.
It's all right. I won't tell her that you were involved. It was my idea, after all.
Kipper's not telling anyone that he ever read any part of Ambrose's journal ever.
Rexmoa, you're a wise lizard.
Oh, thank you.
What's done is done. Let's just get some rest and not worry about these kind of things until like maybe tomorrow after the spar, see how we feel. Then we'll go from there.
And you are a wise tabaxi.
Well, thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Yeah, Kipper puts blanket over Ambrose, hoping Ambrose stays asleep during that. And then I'm just assuming that we're all just kind of camping out on the grass, somewhat near him.
This is a bit strange, considering Ambrose is sleeping in front of his father's grave.
We can sleep slightly outside.
Which is notably with the rest of the Trishul family, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
We can sleep outside the grave. It's a huge courtyard.
Yeah,
it is a pretty large courtyard.
Yeah, exactly. You guys can find a way. I will say,
having read the things, though, Kipper's not gonna read those cues, and he's gonna actually be pretty near, like, fall asleep pretty near Ambrose. Because he can only think of the things that were said in the journal.
Good. I mean, as I said, you guys are able to find your way. Ambrose, you would not wake up, like, at all.
I'm just imagining there's like this slight like twitch of Ambrose's like body kind of like instinctually reacting to something.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's like actually in deep slumber for once.
Exactly. Yeah. Awesome. So, you guys fall asleep in I guess, part of the courtyard. And then you guys would take your long rest, of course. So if you have spent some resources, make sure to get those back.
My brain. I just opened up the picture of Vithius thinking it was mine.
Oh, silly Ambrose. You cannot own a Titan.
Silly.
There we go.
Titan own you.
Exactly. So, with that, we're gonna pass to the next day, but we're gonna end the session right there because we need to do a lot of things, and we don't have a lot of time right now.
I didn't even realize it was 9:30 already.
Yeah, it's about that time. So I would say that this is a good point to end this session right here, and next session. I mean, I wish it was tomorrow. But next week we will continue because, as I said, things are going to happen. Things are going to move along. We have fun things planned for the future, and oh boy, it's going to be very good. So yeah, we are just going to say goodbye to the people watching the Vault on the YouTube channel. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye, Bot Squad.
I am caught
Bye.
up. Jesus Christ, and I'm
Well,
gonna try and
farewell.
keep it that way.